Hello. If you've visited before, thanks for coming back. If you're new here, welcome. Check out my channel intro to get acquainted. This is the last video in my series on HACCP. If you've missed the previous ones, there is a link to the whole playlist in the description below. My name's Pierre-Antoine, and I'll be your guide on this last leg of our HACCP journey. So far, we've covered the first 5 principles of HACCP: hazard analysis, identification of critical control points, establishment of critical limits, monitoring, and corrective action. Today, we're going to cover the last 2 principles: record keeping and verification procedure. First, let's talk about record keeping. When it comes to food safety, there are a lot of things that you need to keep records of. More specifically, a lot of the HACCP prerequisites have records associated with them, like receiving logs, pest control reports, production logs. Keep everything you can because it'll all be handy when comes the time for an audit or if you need to do a traceability exercise, which I'll talk about more in a future video. Apart from all the HACCP prerequisites, the most important thing you'll be recording will be your critical control points. You should have recordings from each of your critical control points throughout the entirety of the production process. How you do your recording will depend on what you're recording and when, but in general there are 2 types of recordings: continuous and periodic. You might notice that the 2 types of recordings align with the 2 types of monitoring we've covered before. If you're doing continuous recording, you should have a log for recording values from before, during, and after production. If you're doing periodic recording, then the operator in charge of monitoring will do a point-in-time reading, record that value, and the time that they recorded it. Remember that if a critical limit is exceeded, you'll need to record the corrective action, including what you did with the product, what you did with the affected equipment, and how you made sure that everything was safe before you started production again. If you're recording corrective actions, I suggest using a CAPA form, which you can download for free on our website. I also suggest watching my video on CAPA to know how to use the form. Both of those links are in the description below. No matter what you do, I suggest that you use a template for consistent record keeping. Now let's finish things out by talking about verification procedure. With this principle, what we want to know is, do we have the tools, knowledge, and programs to make sure our program is valid? To figure this out, we'll need to answer a variety of questions, including, are our prerequisite programs complete? Is the critical limit we set based on evidence of efficacy in risk reduction? Did we train the right people on the right procedures to ensure minimal risk during our operation? Do we revise the HACCP plan and all prerequisites annually? Are all the records properly filled out, handled, and stored? Did we complete a corrective action properly? This is the point where you take a step back, review your prerequisite procedures to find any hazards or risk reduction procedure you missed, and adjust things as needed. You really want to be as thorough as possible when doing your verification procedure. Things like the cleanliness of your storage area are as important as your hand washing policy. So make sure you check everything. You'll also want to record your verification procedure because recording never stops. As many auditors have told me, if it's not written down somewhere, how do I know you've done it? And that's it. Once you've done your verification procedure, you'll have gone through the 7 principles of HACCP, and your food safety program will be stronger and better for it. Your program will need revisions, of course, when audits or incidents happen, or if you change a process or make a new product, for example. You may need to reassess hazards, add to your prerequisites, or change your monitoring procedures. You never know what you'll discover. Now, this may be the end of my HACCP series, but in upcoming videos we'll be diving deeper into each of the prerequisite programs, as well as talking about other things that you should include in a truly robust and compliant food safety program. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.